So ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, please put your hands together and welcome to the stage the one, the only, Mr. Chuck Wagner.
Anything can happen if you let it. Life is sometimes difficult, but you can bet it doesn't have to be so. Changes can be made. You can move a mountain if you use a larger spade. Anything can happen, it's a marvel. You could be a butterfly or just stay larval. Stretch your mind beyond fantastic. Dreams are made of strong elastic. Go and chase your dreams, you won't regret it. Anything can happen if you let it. Anything can happen if you let it. What good is a whistle unless you wet it? Broaden your horizons, open different doors. You may find a you there that you never knew was yours. Anything can happen, raise the curtain. Things that seemed impossible will soon seem certain. Though at first it may sound clownish, see the world more upside downish. Turn it on its head, then pirouette it. Anything can happen if you let it. If you reach for the stars, all you get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in. Anything can happen if you let it. Life is out there waiting, so go and get it. Grab it by the collar, seize it by the scruff. Once you've started living life, you just can't get enough. Anything can happen, it's official. You can choose the super or the superficial. Sally forth the way you're steering. Obstacles start disappearing. Go and chase your dreams, you won't regret it. Anything can happen, anything can happen, anything can happen if you let it. Thank you so much, and thank you for coming. My name is Chuck Wagner, and I'm here kind of as an ambassador for Disney Theatrical. I've been very blessed by them, and it's so grateful to be here on The Wonder. Now, many of you who know, that is from their show, the Broadway hit Mary Poppins. I'm more of a manly Poppins. But still, it was a great, great, great show. But my dream began when I was just a small child with eyes full of wonder. Who dat baby? Now, when I was, and I had a typical American childhood. Here I am, walking my bunny, like you do. And then when I was 6, I first saw myself as a superhero. That was my mom, helped me encourage that imagination. And then when I was 10, in 1968, I had a magical year. And I was introduced to two obsessions that would fill my life. One was Broadway, the other was Disney. And after a fantastic trip to New York, where I saw the original cast of 1776 and got hooked on musicals, my family took me on vacation to California, and we were lucky enough to stay at the Disneyland Hotel. And my first introduction to the Magic Kingdom was sitting in the front of that classic monorail up in that dome. Now, how many people remember the dome? Anybody? It's not there anymore, but you used to could sit in the front, so it was just spectacular. And that was my introduction to the Magic Kingdom. And while I was there, I saw the display that's now still in Orlando now, but it was new to California. It was first established at the 1964 World's Fair, called the Carousel of Progress. And I learned there what would become my life's philosophy. There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. shining at the end of every day. There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, and tomorrow's just a dream away. Man has a dream, but that's the start. He follows his dream with mind and heart, and when it becomes a reality, it's a dream come true for you and me. So there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, shining at the end of every day. There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away. I love that song, and I am so pleased that it is not on the eternal loop of Disney songs that you're hearing, because I really grew up and that was the theme song to Disney. Now, I was blessed in school to have teachers that encouraged me and created a love of theater when I was very, very young. And when I graduated in 1976, I decided to leave home to follow my dream. And as I was leaving, this is kind of how I felt. There's a show in New York that's running right now, and there's this amazing song that kind of sums up how I felt as I left home to follow my dream. It's from the musical Aladdin. Proud of your boy, I'll make you proud of your boy. Believe me, bad as I've been, Ma, you're in for a pleasant surprise. I've wasted time, I've wasted me. So say I'm slow for my age, a late bloomer, okay, I agree. That I've been one rotten kid, some sun, some pride, and some joy. But I'll get over these lousing up, messing up, screwing up times. You see, Mom, now comes the better part. Someone's gonna make good, cross his stupid heart. Make good and finally make you proud of your boy. Tell me that I've been a louse, a loafer, you won't get a fight here, no ma'am. Say I'm a gold brick, a goof off, no good, but that couldn't be all that I am. Water flows under the bridge, let it pass, let it go. There's no good reason that you should believe me, not yet, I know, but someday and soon I'll make you proud of your boy. Though I can't make myself smarter or taller or handsome or wise, I'll do my best. What else can I do? Since I wasn't born perfect like Dad or you. Mom, I will try hard to make you proud of your boy. Thank you very much. Now, like Aladdin, my mother too has passed, so I'm sure that she's here watching, and I just want to wish all of you a happy Mother's Day this coming Sunday. So, I went to college. I was very successful at the University of Alabama. I kind of got into the theater department there, and during the summers, I kind of started my professional dream, my professional career, at a beautiful place called the Lost Colony in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Has anybody ever been to the colony? That many. Well, it is a fantastic historical drama. It takes place on the place where the first colony ever established before the Pilgrims. And the reason it's called the Lost Colony is because they disappeared. I played the courageous, heroic colonist, and there I met and fell in love with my wife, who was one of the dancers. She played the wife of the good Native American. And so we fell in love at the time. It was a great thing. And we kind of dated for a while. I went away to college. I went away to USC. And while I was at USC, I met a young fellow classmate of mine and starred in his very first musical. It was my first introduction to theater in California. I starred in his musical. His name was Frank Wildhorn. And I'll tell you a little bit more about him in a little while. But after I graduated college, I got cast as Randall Thompson, the old Mr. Quartermain's secretary on General Hospital. Now, this was a long time ago, back when Luke and Laura got married the first time. So I did that for a couple of years, but afterwards, while I was still a soap opera star, we did a thing called Love in the Afternoon, where a bunch of soap opera stars got together, and that brought me to my very first singing job on an ocean cruise, on the Princess Cruise, the Love Boat, to Acapulco. And fortunately, I was able to bring Susan with me, and it was so romantic that we got married at sea. I know, and not only that, thank you. And not only that, a week from today, while I'm still on this ship, we'll celebrate 33 years of marriage. Now here's the wedding party. If you look close, you might recognize my best man, David Hasselhoff. I know, it's not that I knew him that well, he's just the best man I knew on the ship at the time. But he went on to star as Knight Rider. And not too long after this cruise, I got to fill my superhero dreams with a TV series called Automan. I was a computer-generated superhero, and I was created by who would become my great friend, Desi Arnaz Jr. And it was a really fun show. It was exciting, and we ran a full season. It was nice, but we were a computer-generated idea before computer-generated effects. And thanks to it, I'm one of the first people in the world who was ever able to say, hey, I'm an action figure. And so thanks to the success of Automan and my connection with Joe Layton at the Lost Colony, who had advised me to go west, when it came time they were going to mount the Three Musketeers on Broadway, I made my Broadway debut. And I played Athos. The voice of the plant, the original voice of the plant, Little Shop of the Horrors, Ron Taylor, was Porthos. And if you look on the other side, Aramis was played by Brent Spiner, who would then go on to be Data in Star Trek The Next Generation. So that was pretty cool. It was a beautiful, beautiful production. And for years afterward, these were my 2 audition songs. My sword will clear the way, my sword with hell to pay. Who's afraid, or who will face a blade that brings you blood, death, and judgment day? Who dares my will defy? You rats, you rabble, here is my reply. I stand alone, I can defend my own. No man shall pass by, my sword and I. And people will go, well, that's all very well and good, but do you have a ballad? And I say, yes, I do. For such a world-famous lover, with words I'm shy, I don't know why. Now all at once I discover that thous and these I speak with ease. Lost in your gaze so magnetic, my fumbling tongue's gone poetic. You are my belle, more tantalizing than mere phrases can say. You are my belle, is it surprising that I can't keep away? Eyes that shine each time they gaze at mine, each tender look exciting, so inviting, whispering to me, burning through me. Be my belle and let me live my life beneath your spell. I'll spend my whole life through adoring you. Thank you very much. And that was that was a 1927 musical written by Rudolf Frimmel, and it's some of the most beautiful music in the world. After Into the Woods, I did a couple of unremarkable films, but then I was blessed to be part of the original cast of the world premiere of a musical by Stephen Sondheim and James Lapine called Into the Woods. I played the original Rapunzel Prince, and we opened in San Diego. My wife was very pregnant with my son Stuart, and he was born right before we moved to New York. Then for that year, he was a total Broadway baby, which was very exciting. But there's also a member of my Broadway Into the Woods family here with me now. Mr. Jeff Saber was the musical director in the pit on Broadway and Into the Woods, and I feel so thrilled to have him here. Now, after a year in New York as Rapunzel's Prince, I was promoted to Cinderella's Prince and the Wolf for the national tour. And I get a kick out of the fact that when Hollywood took control of this property, it took Captain Kirk and Captain Jack Sparrow to do what I did on the road. And here's a picture of me with Cinderella's family in the front of the stage. And now backstage, here's a peek of my family, my prince and my princess backstage. Very, very exciting. And so I just loved it. It was so great. And he was young enough to travel. It was very good. Now, my favorite song, and I hope it's your favorite song from the show too, is called Agony. And I played both princes. And since I played both princes, I'm going to sing both princes for you now. Did I abuse her or show her disdain? Why does she run from me? If I should lose her, how shall I regain the heart she has won from me? Agony beyond power of speech, when the one thing you want is the only thing out of your reach. High in her tower, she sits by the hour, maintaining her hair. Blithe and becoming, and frequently humming a light-hearted air. Agony far more painful than yours, when you know she would go with you if there only were doors. Agony, oh, the torture they teach. What's as intriguing or half so fatiguing as what's out of reach? Am I not sensitive, clever, well-mannered, considerate, passionate, charming, as kind as I'm handsome and heir to a throne? You are everything maidens could wish for. Then why do I know the girl must be mad? You know nothing of madness till you're climbing her hair, and you see her up there as you're nearing her, all the while hearing her agony, misery, woe, though it's different for each. Always 10 steps behind, always 10 feet below, and she's just out of reach. Like a knife, I must have her to wife. Thank you very much. I love the movie. I love the stage play. It's just one of the greatest shows ever. Excuse me just one second. Now, here's a look at my wolf from the road. Looks a little different than Johnny Depp in the movie.